What's up, Elko? I'm back at it again, brother. I'm out here sweating. I'm all moist as we talk about Lee. But I'm out here making some bread. What's up, TJ? I'll give y'all a little sneak peek of just some of the stuff I do. I um I put a bid in for what's up, Lee? I'm out here moist. Yeah, I'm grinding. I'm gonna tell you what. What makes it easy to do this is that thing down there. Man, if I didn't have that thing down there, I'd still be trying to get this stuff on the roof. So when people call me up to do something, they don't call me to do car stuff because I'm not a mechanic and I'm not going to be liable for working on somebody's car. I did that a long time ago. I think I was like 22 years old, and a guy hit me up. He was like, "Hey man, can you change the brakes on my car?" And I was like, "Yeah, you got some money? What's up, Tulu?" And I was like, "I'll do it for you. I'll give you $20. I could sit in the house and watch television and make $20." And so he gave me like $30, and he promised me some food. I looked at his rotors. Y'all won't believe this. His rotors didn't even have no surface on them. It just had the fins on the inside of his rotors. I said, "Man, how you want me to change this shit and you ain't got no damn surface on the road?" "Oh man, I just need you to change the brakes." "All right, I'll change them." He gave me $20. Didn't give me no food or nothing like that. He just gave me the $20. Matter of fact, no, I would correct myself. He gave me the $30. 3 days later, he came back talking about, "Man, the brakes is grinding. You didn't do nothing. Man, you got to change them over." I said, "Man, you didn't have no surface on the rotors like I told you." But enough of that. I'm out here. I got 48 more of these stores to go do. Now, hope y'all see this. It's funny. I show up to these stores, tell them what I'm here for, and the managers and stuff don't even know what the hell I'm here for. I'm like, "Man, look, I'm gonna do it anyway, and I'll tell you about it later. We can have a conversation, but you're gonna pay me for my time." So what I do is I contact a roofing company to come and survey the building. So the IT closet is so where this hatch is, down this hatch, and mostly every bigger store is gonna have something like this. So you basically walk. So basically right here where I'm standing is a hallway. So since I can't walk this way, I'm just gonna take it a step over. There's a manager's office right here. So then I just count my footsteps. And I tell them if they don't know where to place it, I say place it where the IT closet is. So this wall right here that you guys see, and here it is, a wall, people down there, you can see it. This wall right here is where the IT closet is. So when I drop this cable down in here, before when I would have a roofing company do it, man, they would put a penetration for me like way over here somewhere. So if you want to take it a step further, if you don't know how to do this, then what you do is you walk the floor of the store. and you count where your skylights are. As you guys know, Home Depot had those skylights. So this whole row of skylights right here would be my reference point. So from this skylight all the way over there, you would count your steps. So if you look at this skylight in line to that hatch, you got about 3 feet. So you got 1, 2, 3. That's 3 feet. You got that hatch right there. So then from there, you count from the skylight to the hatch, and then from the hatch to where your room is when you have a clear path. So I don't like hunting for cable. I mean, I don't have a problem. Tell them people to sub to me. I think everybody here, you know, I don't be having no new people because, you know, some people don't understand me. But anyway, I've done that, and I've done that. I didn't do this shit that they got up in here because somebody been up here doing some work and they just stuffed some stuff up in here. So, like I say, hey, I'll be out here, and I'm gonna tell y'all something that I ain't never told you all on here. For me, I'm the only brother out here doing this. To be well-rounded in federal government, local government, law enforcement, retail, and these other businesses, I'm the only one. So when companies want to find somebody, they send an email to me. And I'm not hard to find. You can look me up. I'm out here doing it. I'm not going to say I'm doing it big, but I'm out here doing it. If anybody's new watching, subscribe to Big. I give him that. Big is a good dude. Everybody in here is a good dude. A good person, if it's not a dude, but it's a good dude. The ones that support me, they solid, and I stand behind them. All them other ones, I can't say that because I done seen some things that can hinder my growth and also cost me a lot. I can't associate myself with that, really, because this is the way I support my family. YouTube is not it. I do this to share my adventures with you guys. But when I say something about somebody, I truly mean that. Whether it be good and bad, because I'm not gonna say something about somebody that hasn't taken me time to analyze them and actually see what type of person they are. Because there's one thing about it. You have to go in with a clear mind, and you have to look at stuff. You watch, you observe, and you think about it. When you think about it, you can really look at the person and be like, I made a comment the other day on my live. I said, are you just sitting in the parking lot burning rubber and ain't going nowhere? That's what a lot of people are doing these days. Me, some of y'all may look at this and be like, man, this cat, he up here on the roof or something. Look, it's nice outside. It ain't raining. We got June gloom, and I love that because once the gloom starts to dissipate, I know my birthday's coming up, and I got a special video for y'all coming up for my birthday. I done did some stuff. Boy, I done did some stuff. I mean, some people probably gonna be mad. Some people probably gonna say some stuff. But when I do it big, because I don't ask nobody to do nothing. All I ask is that you guys support me. I may not make a video. I may not go live very often. It's just because I don't really know if y'all want to see this type of stuff. I mean, y'all want to see a brother on the roof putting a mask together. And yeah, by the way, that's what that is. I got them all sitting at the house. So, you know, when I do something, when I say something, I truly mean it, y'all. You know, what's up, Classic? When I say stuff, I peep stuff, and you know, I don't say it to be an asshole. I don't say it to disparage anybody. And we're gonna use big words in my dictionary. I don't do it to disparage nobody, because to disparage somebody right off the top, that's not good. You have to see and watch and observe. And that's why I don't have no friends. I got one friend that I truly can count on. And I hope he sees it because he should be at work right now. We talk every day. I mean, amongst the others that I talk to on a regular basis, when I say a friend, I'm talking about somebody that has been inside my houses, property, that we have experienced some things with and talked. You know, when I go live, it'd be like one of them sessions where y'all sitting on the porch with me. Like right now, I could be getting done, but no, I'd rather talk to y'all because I have to go to a hotel today and get them straight. It like fell into my lap. And once again, I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in to me. I really do, because I know y'all got other stuff y'all could be doing besides watching me rant. But I consider him a really good friend, because there was a time a few months ago, and I'm gonna say a few months ago, I got stiffed for a project, and I didn't have no money. And when I say I don't have no money, I'm not talking about like I ain't talking about a few $100s. I'm talking about some money. And I had to take a loan. Do you know that this was the first person in my life that I can say that I have put my trust in, and this person came through for me. And he came through like nobody else could. And me, I don't talk about the pain points that I go through, but I'm gonna tell y'all, my life is like a donut. There's times that I'm in the dough, and there's some times I've been in the hole. But I'm gonna tell you guys, I've been resilient. There was a time period that I was thinking about going to get a job. I killed that shit so damn fast, y'all. I was like, I gotta go somewhere and stay there for eight hours a day, man. And then some of them, they was like, well, you could be hybrid, you could be remote. I was like, how much y'all paying? They told me, well, we can give you. Well, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing like that, because I'm not gonna say how much they was gonna pay me an hour. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say, to some, that would have been a good chunk of change. But I'm gonna tell y'all like this. This right here, if I do one per day, is, you figure there's 5 a week. It's a matter of fact, it's a company calling me right now. Yeah, that's true, Elko. I mean, this right here, I've been here since my wife and I talk on the phone every morning. And when she gets to work, we say our goodbyes, our love yous, and all that. Yeah, I talk to my wife every morning on her way to work, just to make sure she got there, and make sure she's good. And I sit in the parking lot of most of the places that I'm at until she gets to work, so we can talk. Because there might be someone that says something, or someone that wants to know something from me, and I may miss something that she's saying. I may not be able to anyway, somebody was giving me some information about something for tomorrow. But anyway, I'm sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, this right here, I think this will take me about, I've been here about 2 hours, but the fact that I can be here about 2 or 3 hours, one per day, 5 days a week, is almost a month's salary if I was to work. Mind you, I got one per day for however many days, and then I take some time off for some stuff, to where and I'm not going to tell you what I need to make every month. I'm just going to tell you sometimes a month's salary. If you look at how much money you need in the course of, I'll say, a month, but you spending 8 hours at a spot, minus taxes. How much money do you really need? I hear people say they made 375,000 in 1 year. Okay, that's nice. Starlink setup. if I can have somebody plug you in, but they're not gonna. They're gonna the monthly subscription for the service. If you live out in an area that you need it, besides satellite, or if you, oh yeah, I got Milwaukee gloves, I got everything Milwaukee. But anyway, Starlink setup, it's about $500, but they make a new version that looks totally different than this one. This is the old setup because I've had these sitting in the house for. They make them to where it's totally different. Even the cable is different. But to answer your question, Classic, the Starlink setup is about $500, and then it's about $130 a month. Uh, but you're only going to get about, I think it's the highest is like 55 down and maybe about 50 up. So if you have something in the ground like a Spectrum, Time Warner, or something else, then I mean, if they can offer you, they're always going to offer you something different, cheaper, then you just go with them. Because this right here is for a bigger redundancy that's going to happen. So with Starlink, uh, Starlink purchased a bunch of IP addresses. And with those IP addresses, each one of their satellites, now when they launch new satellites, that's because satellites are bound to expire, because those satellites that fly up around, and I'm gonna tell y'all something else, they're not in outer space. They're only about 300 miles up. He's called. Anyway, they're about 300 miles up. So you figure 300 miles up, they launch new ones all the time. The reason why they launch new ones is because the older ones are getting ready to expire. And when they launch them, they have to get into their orbit. There's a link that I'll share on, I'll post it in my post that gives you guys the link of how to check them. Because they basically go through the sky in a grid pattern, but they never cross each other's path to where they're gonna crash. They cross just enough to where the next one's is coming to the intersect. What's up, white folks? Yeah, I see you called. I'll call you back when I get off the live. Yeah. So with that being said, that's how that works. What's up, most hated? So when getting back to the Starlink portion. So if the internet goes down, cell phones go down, and I'm gonna say if, hint hint, if and when Starlink will still be back up. The only thing you have to worry about is electricity, and that's it. So for instance, they got 50 customers in every store that I have done. 50 people in the store buying something. They will still be able to run their transactions. Their phones will still work inside the store, because the next place that you're working with, they may not have the same system at it. So whether it be like another vendor or someone that they're trying to contact, but that means that Home Depot will be working and you can go to Home Depot. Other places that I've done golf courses, I've done those places, but those places I've done them because when I look at their network closet, oh my God, their network closet is horrible. And when I say horrible, y'all, I mean it's horrible. But like I say, you have to learn the way things work. Once you learn how things work, you can be so spoken to where you could sell. If I knew how ice was and ice melted and could tell you when it's going to melt, you could sell it to an Eskimo. And that's how I am. I try to investigate, I try to understand, I try to analyze, and I do the same thing with people. I truly do. And I'm going to tell you guys that. I'm not going to name no names. What's up, Grease Spot? I ain't going to name no names. I'm going to leave it up to y'all to figure that out. And when you see the stuff that some people say, some things don't add up. Some people don't. Some things don't add up that people say. And I'm gonna tell you, get this piece of advice. If you listen to someone long enough and just shut up. When you talk to somebody, just shut up. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you, and you're gonna figure everything out from just them talking. Me, I tell y'all the stuff to where if you ask me 10 years later about something that I said, I'm gonna remember it because I said it and it was the truth. Now, if you let someone talk long enough, they're gonna tell them themselves. A 2006 SLK 350. SLK 350. That's a two-door convertible Mercedes. 2006. That's around the time that they was in the bed with Dodge. So those are kind of questionable. Um, they're questionable, like those C250s, C300, and I think C350s. That was when they was in the bed with Dodge Chrysler. They're kind of questionable. What's up, Woody? Yeah, I just wanted to get on here and show you guys some stuff that old Cars in the Cut is doing, aka, as y'all know my name, Cliff. As I tell y'all, I ain't gonna hide behind no names. I ain't fake. I ain't fake by any means. If y'all want to call me Cliff from now on, I don't care. You can't do nothing to me. But say my name is Cliff. Like my kids say, it's a big red dog. It's a big red dog name. Now see that? That almost went down in the hole. That straight almost went down in the hole if I hadn't have done my preliminaries. Look at that. But y'all, I appreciate y'all tapping in. You know, I'm gonna say something that a lot of people say, but I don't really live off of that. I don't live off of likes. And if you own here and haven't subscribed to me, just subscribe to me. I may drop some nuggets your way. You know, I ain't got no haircut. I'm dirty already. But I'll be real with you. You want to call me, have a conversation with me? I'll holler at you. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you about any damn thing. And there's some people on here that know. I'll talk to you about all type of stuff. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to keep it real with you. I ain't going to lie to you. If you ask me something and you want my opinion, I'll give you my opinion. But I'll give you an opinion that's going to make you better. And TJ, you know that. You know that for a fact. Because just some stuff that I done said to people has changed people's outlook. And TJ, thanks, Lee. I appreciate that, man. You know, I'm not going to say I know a lot. I'm just going to tell you this. I've experienced a lot. I've experienced fake. I've experienced real. I've experienced bullshit. I've experienced being poor. I'm not going to say I've experienced being rich because I can't say I'm rich. I can just say I have wisdom. And it's something that they teach us that I'm trying to get light. And light is the opposite of dark. Dark is there are some people that are dark. But light is knowledge. And with knowledge and wisdom, you can do anything you want to do. Anything. And for me, I'm going to tell you this before I end the live. It was probably 2002, 2003. I worked for Kaiser Permanente, y'all. I know it's in Virginia and I know it's scattered here and there, but they didn't got big. I started taking phone calls for tech support. That was my first job out of, I guess you could say, law enforcement. Anyway, I was making okay. I had my house and all that stuff, not where I live now anyway. And I met this dude that worked there because he was one of the ones that interviewed me. And my first day, I said, "Hey, bro, you the one that interviewed me. What's up?" He's like, "Man, You said some stuff that made me go back and check and look in my books about it. I was like what? And so he explained to me, him and I became like this. I'm gonna tell y'all, I said, man, I need to run my own business. I'm tired of this work. And I was in my 20s. All right, Gator, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. Um, um, and so him and I started a furniture business. And we started a furniture business that was like no other. We started a furniture business, man. We worked 10 hours. What was that? For about we worked Monday, off Tuesday, Wednesday, work Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we had Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off. I appreciate you, Gator. What's up, Fly? And so we started a unconventional furniture business. All we had was a catalog. We had a catalog of every piece of furniture you could get, even for your bathroom, little cabinets and stuff. And it was nice furniture. So I said, look, we need to step it up. We need to be able to find furniture that the other places had. So we found them. We had a seller's permit. We didn't have no showroom, no nothing. We was basically selling furniture out of catalog. So I'm saying this because we started it and we just floated that catalog around the job. We sold so much furniture to where we was renting U-Hauls after a month of saying we're in business together. We was renting U-Hauls and we was like, well, wait a minute. We don't even know where we're gonna put the trash. We don't know where we're gonna put the pallets. We gotta set this furniture up in these people's houses. Our Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we was burnt out. So then I met a guy at the street races that when they were legit, and I met him. We became cool, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do some construction. That's what I do, but I'm gonna go to Utah." I said, "So what are you working on? Houses? You working on commercial business?" He's like, "No, I'm doing houses." I said, "Hey, if you could put our plug in for our furniture, here's a catalog, take a catalog with you and show it to him." Man, we had Pulte Homes at the time when they was Pulte back then. We had Kaufman and Broad, and we had there was another home builder. All three of them were using our furniture in their model homes. So you figure you have 3 to 4 model homes at a site that they want your furniture. It sounds good, but it's hard work. So my buddy and I, we rented the biggest box trucks that we could do. It was 2 of us. And I had my son with me on Tuesdays and Wednesdays every other week. So I had my son with me, and I would have him, and it was a 13-hour drive. So we would drive all the way to Ogden, Utah, and take this furniture out and set it up. And man, I tell you, it was a lot of work. But I'm gonna tell you like this: we got so big to where we had to rent a 50,000 square foot warehouse to put all of our furniture in, so that we could just drive up there in our cars and go up there and do the work, to where we ended up paying people to stage furniture for us. That was the first business that I started. The next was a car stereo business. I used to have cars lined up at my grandma's house. And I'm sharing this with you guys on how I got started. I never wanted to take no for an answer. If I went to the car dealership and I wanted to buy a car and they told me no, I had too many car loans, I had too many this, okay, well, I'll pay one off and I'll come back. And if they told me no, okay, I'll pay cash. That's just the way I am. I don't take no for an answer. But what I'm saying is, I started to see how people truly were towards me. When they saw what I was doing, they noticed it, and they noticed how quiet I was. They would try to get in and see what I was doing so they could take that and start doing it on their own. I had a person that did that to me. And it was weird because we had let a guy into our business and he had a catalog. Well, he took that and let 2 friends that was at the same job go and order like $3,000 worth of furniture. And it wasn't because of finding it out. I made a phone call to check on an order, and they says, yeah, we got another large order here. We wanted to know, are you going to come pick it up? I was like, a BFW. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we had to sever that relationship with that person. So we lost someone we thought was a friend, and this was a coworker. So your coworkers, they can be shady too. There's a lot of shadiness going on. Anyway, y'all, I say all that to say I didn't start off doing this type of stuff. I started off learning this type of stuff. I started off learning the fact that, yeah, you work your ass off, you get to where you need to be, and as long as you maintain good judgment and you tell the truth to people, that goes a long way with people, to where stuff will just fall in your lap. My phone, I can't turn my phone off at night because I'm doing a disservice to people. And when I say people in these companies. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, I may not look like I know a whole lot, but I keep stuff inside because I can't give everybody the sauce. I just can't. So, more money, more problems is the truth. Hard work pays off. That's somewhat true. But I'm going to say smart work pays off. Because with each one of these cinder blocks that I get up here, this whole stand comes in that box. It weighs about 66 pounds or so. I can actually get the actual weight off of it because it ships UPS. 66 pounds. Each one of these cinder blocks weighs probably about 30 some odd pounds. Now, the Starlink antenna, the mast, the mount, my tools, which is very few. Imagine having to lug all of that stuff up one by one on a rope and climbing up this ladder. Now, I've had to do that. I really have had to do that. And man, my arms, my hands, and my feet, they hurt after doing one. But when you have stuff like this, when you have the right tools, as they say, that lift right there, when you have stuff like that you can have, it may constitute a little bit of money, but hey, you get reimbursed. So what does it matter? When you got the right tools, y'all, you can get the job done much easier. And it's called work smarter, not harder. And that's just what I've had to do. I tell them, like, look, I need a lift at every site. Okay, yeah, okay. They don't have a problem with it. I shaved off probably 2 hours because it takes about 5 hours for me to do one of these if I don't have a lift. 5 hours of strenuous work. And when I get done, I don't want to do nothing else but lay down. I don't even want to drive home. Luckily, I don't live far from here. And the one I did yesterday and the one the day before, I don't live far. But anyway, I want to share that with you guys. Work smarter, not harder. Understand what you're doing. Because when you understand what you're doing, you can figure out ways to make things easier. Me, the way I made this job easier is when I arrive, I let them know what I'm here for. I got my equipment with me. I already have it on one of those pallets. I'll roll that with me. I go get cinder block. I pay for my cinder block. I make one trip. I go out to the lift. I load up the lift. When I load up the lift, I drive the lift to where I need to go. I get the lift up to the roof. I unload everything on the roof. I put the lift down. I go inside the store. I come up the little hatch. And when I come up the hatch, I start grind time. Shaves off time. So I do that. I didn't understand welding. and made the job almost impossible. Nah, you can't quit your job, Elko. But I am going to say, as people will always say, follow your dreams. And think about this, y'all, before I end this live so I can finish. I'm going to say the same thing I say to everybody. When people say follow your dreams, that's a very vague statement. And some will say, well, how do I follow my dreams? Because my dream was about me falling in a bowl of spaghetti and trying to dodge a fork from getting eat up. No, I'm not going to tell you follow your dreams. What I'm going to tell you is this: whatever you know that you know how to do, that you do not need help with. And when I say help, what I'm talking about is someone else to be with you and get it done. Whatever you know how to do on your own, apply that and make a job out of it. And when I say job, it's going to be a job because you're going to be just over broke starting out. Find that and make that profitable. Make it profitable. Because when you make it profitable, that's when you can start using that ability to make money and do work for other people. TJ, I don't know what you do, but you're welding. Take a welding class. Learn from somebody. Get some hands-on. But anything you possibly know how to do. I don't give a damn if it's crocheting. You could go to the old folks' home and get a contract with teaching them how to crochet in a nursing home. I used to go play keys at the nursing home on Sundays, and those people's faces would light up with just playing music for them, just playing jazz music for them inside the nursing home. They started paying me. They started paying me to come. But I'm not going to do that because for me, I've done some work at places that were, let's just say, they were places where people, I'm not going to say they were left to expire, but they will be to where it's a chance that I might, and I would develop relationships with people. What's up, JG? But when I say do something that you know how to do, that you don't need anybody's help, figure out what that is. Forget all that chase your dreams and follow your dreams. If you know how to mop floors and clean up, maybe you might want to find an office building that you could do that for them. You're a one-man band. How much money do you need? How many do you need? Do it after work until you build up that reputation with other places that may bring you on. You may be cheaper than a crew of four. Of course you will be, but do that. You may be a carpenter. You may know how to build stuff from scratch. Take that and start doing something with it. I don't know what that is. I know what mine is, and I've turned a business into what I do. So to where now my label to these places is GSD, for Get Shit Done. I say that all the time, and I said that because that title, nickname, has been given to me for over 11 years. And when I say 11 years, is because I did my first Starbucks. That's when I got my cherry pop, and I was homeless. And I got my first Starbucks, and it's funny because the first Starbucks that I ever did to bust my cherry was around the corner from my house that I had to rent out because I couldn't stay in it because I couldn't afford it. And I'm sharing that with y'all because I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to be as transparent. I was fucking homeless. I had my clothes in the trunk of my car. I would sleep at a friend of mine's house in his mom's extra bedroom that she had a daycare. And I'm being serious with y'all right now. My first Starbucks was at that time period. I was at my lowest, but I knew I had to push through. I knew it was going to be better. I had to go through that. That's my story. There's more to that story, but I'm telling you the part that should make sense to let you know that anybody in this world can do what you want to do. Forget all that. Follow your dreams, chase your dreams. That's a statement. It's a very vague statement. If you know how to do something, figure it out how to do it better, and how to do it better than somebody. Well, we can't do it better than JG, because JG is the shit. JG stands for I build shit. If I don't have that motherfucker in my house, I'm gonna build it before I buy it. That's JG. That's what JG stands for. JG is the shit. But as far as everybody else, figure out what you can do. Oh, I can't say that, JG. Hey. There's a lot of stuff that I can do, but today I'm working on that. I'm trying to get everything buttoned up for Home Depots. Next is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has some stuff that they have me doing. If you've ever seen the freestyle machines where you go up and you punch in what soda you have, yeah, JG, you shut me down like Edison. Take that switch and just shut it down. But it's all in fun, y'all. When I step on somebody's, live or whatever, and I start saying that, I just want to give y'all the nuggets. It's not hidden. It's not something that you need to have $100,000 that you can't pay off. You need all this money. You need all this credit. You need things like that. You start off small. I started off with a $9 network tester, a screwdriver, and an old ass laptop. I get laptops given to me. I buy tools, and it doesn't matter to me because it doesn't matter. I shared with one guy my yearly what I made, and he was like, "How can I do that? Stop waiting on me to come here and be to where people is waiting on you. You over here waiting on me so you can go to work. Why are you waiting on me? Oh, well, this is what I got to do." That's your problem. You complaining. You complaining about shit. Stop complaining. As JG said, are you going to be the thermostat or you going to be the temperature? I tell you this. When I go to places, I'm going to tell you, I do all the lens crafters. Company is Luxottica. When I show up, there's 4 to 6 guys waiting around doing this because they have no network. They have no internet. What's up, 87? They have no network and they have no internet. And I show up with my backpack and they're like, "Well, who are you?" "Oh, I'm the network guy." "Oh, we've been waiting on you. We can't plug the phones up. We can't plug the POSs up. We can't put the TVs up." "Well, give me about 10 minutes and I'm going to fix that." And they all come back there. "Well, what are you doing?" "Are you going to stand around here and watch me like I'm a thief? Or are you going to ask me some questions about what I got to do?" "Oh, well, we want to know what you got to do." Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the car and grab my donut and I'm going to go get my cup of coffee. And after that, we're going to talk. And I go to my trunk and I grab equipment. I bring it. I set it up. I say, "What do you need more importantly?" "Well, I need the phones." "Okay, let me plug you in." Plug the phones. "Oh, man, thanks." "Are you paid hourly or are you paid by the job?" "Well, I'm paid by the hour." "Okay, well, let me tell you this. Go walk around the mall a few times until you feel like you don't want to walk around no more, and come back and I'll be gone. Or we can sit here and have a conversation." They sit there and they have a conversation with me. They start asking me questions. But the thing is, some of them want to snake the information so that they can do what I do. That's not going to happen because I got that shit locked in. Somebody else come up, "Oh, well, I seen such and such. How can I be down? How can I do this?" "Oh, well, we already have someone that takes care of that." "But what about you need somebody else?" "No, we don't need no one else. He takes care of our sites better than anybody we've ever had." And I keep that reputation. I maintain that reputation. I am the one that tells you I ain't doing it. I had a phone call a minute ago. It's a company I did some consulting for. They say, "Oh, can you do full time?" Hell no, I can't do full time. Well, why not? We'll pay you this. I ain't making. Nah. They offered me $29 an hour from 35. I said 35 is still low. They said, well, how much do you need? I need 175 an hour. If I'm gonna be here for 8 hours, I need 175 an hour, and I won't take lunch. Well, we can't pay that. Well, I can't stay here. But we love your work. All the people at the building love you. This and that. So that's nice. But that don't put food on my table. That don't allow me to get a donut every day, $29 an hour. I can't get a donut. Or maybe once a month I can get a donut. If y'all knew how, when you run a business, a lot of people think that all the money is yours. No, that ain't true. That ain't true. You got rent, you got mortgage. If you got a car note, you're trying to pay that shit off. If you got another car note, you're trying to pay that shit off. You got another car note, you're trying to pay that shit off. You got a wife, you got kids, you got private school, you got insurance, you got this bug that's landed on my damn arm that I got to get off. You got your donut money. You got what else? You got money to charge your phone. You got the electric bill. And once again, I hope I didn't leave this out, but you got your donut money. You got to have your donut money, because if you don't have donut money, how are you going to get up in the morning and go somewhere? You got to have your donut money. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate every single one of you. We've been on here for 47 minutes. And I really do appreciate y'all. I got to pay my bills. Like I said, things to take away from this video. I hope y'all still listen. Somebody tells you, follow your dreams, tell them, kiss my ass. Tell them I said it, kiss my ass. Car note, man, I was paying $2,000. TJ, I got a car note that was $3,700, and it was a lease. $3,700. I'm talking to you now. I'm telling y'all. When I do something, I may not look like shit today. I got like 3 holes in my shirt, but hey, I gotta look like I ain't got shit. Because what? I'm nothing. Until you get to know me. When you know who I am, I'm bigger and better than what I have on. I don't even have a t-shirt on today. When you know me and understand me, that's when I become something. If you just see me on here and doing this and so forth, I am nothing to you until I can help you, motivate you. And when I say motivation, I'm talking about when I said find out what you know how to do by yourself. No help, nobody with you. There ain't nobody here with me. There's only one person that I have ever had with me to help me, and that was my son. And I wanted him to see what I did for a living when I go to some places. Hey, y'all, there's sometimes that I drive 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours to a spot, and I'm there for 20 minutes to do work. After that 20-some minutes, sometimes 40 minutes, I get back in my car and I drive the hell home. And people, you drove all the way out there for that? Hey, it's money that did nobody else want because they said it was too far. I met a guy last week that told me if it's 10 miles outside of my house, I charge mileage. And I said, that's why you get the little $45 jobs. That's why you drive around in an old 1999 Corolla with a ladder strapped on the roof of the car, and your back seat look like you living in that something. And so I did a job for DWP, and y'all have not seen this car, but I have a 5 Series. It's like a bluish gray. I went in there to set them up with 2 new circuits. The guy and I started talking. And he comes out, he's like, where's your work truck at? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, it's a nice work truck. Yeah. He was like, you keep everything in there? I keep all my stuff in the trunk. I even got something in there that don't test me. But that's the way I roll. I pull up in a Rolls Royce to something. It's because it's a design center. I pull up with this, I pull up with that. It's because I'm there to make money. I learned this from a guy about 8 years ago, and I'm gonna let you guys go. One pair of boots, two pair of Holyfield, the hey dudes, new pair of Chucks, but I don't want to spend. Yeah, JG. Hey, my wife tells me all the time, are you gonna use that shirt to work on the car? No, I'm gonna use this shirt to go to work. But it got holes in it. And you driving around in such and such a car. Uh-huh. I want to blend in. Gotta blend in. If you show up, matter of fact, if you show up to this place that says CJ on there, in a three-piece suit, a backpack, and a Rolls Royce, and you there to sweep the floors, how out of place are you gonna be? Yeah, that's true. That is very true, JG. So you have to show, as they say in the Bible, show thyself approved, rightly divide. So you have to know your stuff, because at the end of the day, they don't look at what you wear. They look at what you know. They truly look at what you know. You know, we at the 52-minute mark. Getting back to what I was saying. Somebody tells you, follow your dreams, turn away and walk away. Run from them if you can. I'm going to tell you what that truly means to me. I'm not going to tell somebody to follow your dreams. Find a skill that you possess right now and make a business out of it. It could be cleaning. It could be, forklift. I got two people right now, and I'm gonna tell you about them after I'm done saying it. Figure out what you know that you can make a business out of it. And I don't want to hear you say, well, somebody else is already doing that. How many times has it been to where you need somebody to do something because you didn't know how to do it and you didn't know where those people were? Make yourself that person. There is nobody around that can work on MRI service trucks, that can go to, out here in California, Hoag is a very large cancer research center. I can go to Hoag Hospital and work on their nucleus machines. And a nucleus machine is a cabinet that houses chemotherapy drugs. It has a LAD lock box in the center, and it holds narcotic chemo drugs that requires two nurses, one as the dispenser, the second as the witness. And that software integrates into their EMR system, electronic medical records. Those electronic medical records, they get updated from that nucleus machine into their medical records and get sent to the doctor that sent them to the oncology spot. Now, who's responsible for that? You looking at them. So right there, I'm dropping nuggets. Be well-rounded in what you do. Do everything that you're supposed to do to make your craft a craft. And when you do that, watch that stuff flow to. Watch that stuff go to. Yeah, fishing. Fishing worms. That's one big thing. That there's a tackle spot. They grow worms. It looks like a hole in the wall. It's an old hole in the wall spot. There's an old house out here in Compton. And Elko, I know you know where it is. It's in between Willowbrook and Wilmington. It's where the overpass is that they made on I think it's Rosecrans. And Elko would know if he's ever been fishing out here before at Magic Johnson Park. But I'm gonna end this with this, guys. I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. I told everybody you was an asset. Nah, I'm not giving everybody the assets. I'm giving everybody the sauce to make themselves better. And whoever ain't listening, that's fine. If y'all want to go to another channel and watch somebody with a dirty headliner that look like they've been using the headliner as a creeper, that's fine. To each his own. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I can still be Cars in the Cut, aka Cliff. I'ma still be doing my Home Depots. I'ma still be working in medical buildings. I'ma still be doing other stuff. And most of all, I'm still gonna be alive, kicking and smiling and telling the next person how to become a better man. I'ma still be doing that. Regardless if you want to tune into that stuff. If you want to listen to people lie and tell you that they make this much money, when somebody tells me how much money they make, the first thing I do is I look at how they conduct themselves. Because I'm going to tell you like this. When you talk to somebody that has made over $100,000 a year, there are key elements that they possess because they're at a certain threshold. When you meet somebody that has made $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, there are key elements that that person possesses. Now, I'm not going to disclose the dollar amounts to you because that won't sit well with me. But what I am going to say is this. If you make enough money to supply to your family, that's fine. When you make enough money to where your budget for certain things is unlimited, that's fine. But when you make a certain amount of money to where your resources come from a different pile, you conduct yourself totally different. For me, I've had to buy $300,000 worth of Cisco equipment before, out of my own pocket. Now, what does that tell you about me? That tells you, number one, how did I get it? Number two, was I able to get it? Number three, when did I get paid for it? I bought over $300,000 worth of Cisco equipment for a project in San Diego with 60-day terms from the customer. What does that tell you? What does that mean? I had to pull out $300,000 of my own resources to buy, to do work, pay myself, and wait 60 days to get that money back. Did it hurt? A little bit. Was I able to sleep at night? I woke up every other hour trying to figure things out and do math in my mind. Did I have sleepless nights? Yes, I did. Did I have night sweats? Yes, I did. If I made an amount of money undisclosed, that means that the amount of money that I have to spend on project. And I'm gonna be honest with you, these Starlinks, that's not customer purchase. They purchased, but I have to do the purchasing. So 50 times 600. How much is that? Somebody do the math. 50 times 600. 50 times 100 for the math. 50 times $16.90 for cinder block. Now that depends on the tax rate that I'm in. So once I start going to LA stores, the tax bracket goes up. So that's 8 cinder blocks that I have to purchase myself. I have to do all of that, and then I wait 20 days to get paid. So every 20, so it'll be 20 days for the first one, excluding weekends and holidays. The next one will be 21 days, 22, 23, 24, and so on. So that means every day I get paid for one of these jobs that I'm doing. That's not to where, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna get paid on Friday. Bullshit. Bullshit. I ain't get paid on Friday. I might get a onesie twosie on a Friday or whatever, but that means I ain't got no money until these other jobs get paid out for me and get approved. So if somebody tells you how much money they make a year, they usually full of shit. Unless it's a personal conversation between you and them and you're talking about how to change your tax bracket or things like that, y'all, take what they just told you with a grain of salt. Because me personally, that's not something that I would disclose to people that don't know me. I'm not gonna do that. If somebody said, "Oh, do you make $100,000 a year?" Oh, that's decent. That's okay. Do you make $300,000 a year? That's okay. That's a good amount. I'm not gonna get off topic. We've been on here for an hour. I know my phone battery has died, about to die. I don't know what number amount it is or whatever. But anyway, don't listen to someone that says follow your dreams. Listen to someone who's telling you like this. Find out what you know how to do. And it could be something that you've learned for a job. And I'm gonna give you these key benefits. When I work for companies, the first thing that I hate is micromanaging people. If you hire me to do a job, don't tell me what to do and when to do it. Just know that at the end of the day, it's getting done. Don't micromanage. That's one of the key points that I desired to have when I started managing people at companies. Number 2, work your ass off to develop a name. I developed Get Shit Done, GSD, because I get shit done at all costs. If it takes me 5 hours to get something done, my next move and thought is, how can I shave this down to 3 hours? How can I shave it down to 4 hours? Figure that out. Next, what can you do that can be an asset for one person? Because that one person can tell you something else. When we talk about networks, a network is, so you have a network and you have a switch that has 48 ports in it. Each one of those ports goes to a device. So you have one device. That one device is you. Each one of those ports is someone that you talk to. That means you have 48 people that you can say something to. 48 people, you have a second switch that has another 48 ports and a third switch. It goes in tiers. And not tears as you cry. I mean T's, T-I-E-R-S. It goes in that pattern. You tell one person, if they solid, they'll send somebody else. And those people know people. It's network marketing, y'all. It's the same thing. The same thing applies to me with what I do. So, with that being said, there's somebody that says, do what you love and love what you do. Well, what the hell is it that you do? What do you love? What is it that you really love? What's your passion? I'm not going to talk to you like that. Find your inner self, what you know how to do good, that you, if me doing this, yes, this is work. But this is like me going to the cut in the desert and go work on a car, and I can stay there all day long and be content. It's like going into the tool shed. Make your job that you do just like that. Make you feel that way. Right, TJ? And this right here is your motivation. It's not Motivation Friday. It's Take It to Yourself Thursday. That's what it is. Take it to the bank Thursday. That's what I'm saying. Take it to the bank Thursday. Take what I just said to you in this whole chat and this whole live and apply that and put that in your bank account. Make that grow. Make yourself a better person. Learn something or learn what you do better so you can make it profitable. That's what Kaiser did. Kaiser took prepaid medical and made it a healthcare system. Home Depot took all types of shit that you need to work on your house, your yard, anywhere at your house, and have everything under one roof. You just think about that. Amazon took cheap shit and made it to where you can go to one place and get a whole bunch of cheap shit and buy it. and have it delivered to you. So me, I just took all my knowledge and be able to give people solutions, design, and make it work, and be able to make businesses much better and run more efficient. It's as simple as that, y'all. Before I end this, thank you, subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. Y'all hit that like button today. I appreciate that. I hope I changed something with somebody's learning perspective, what they want to do in life. You know, email me, holler at me, text me, comment, do whatever you need to do. If you like stuff like this, I got car stuff too, but with this, I have more passion to talk to you guys and tell you guys the sauce. I have more and more stuff to talk to you guys about with spilling the sauce. I can give you the sauce as much as to where you'll be like, look, I'm overloaded. Guys, take that and just run with it. Make yourself a better person. It ain't overnight. It's a process. It's a process, y'all. And you have to figure that process out within you. You know how you operate. You know how you process information, and you know how you execute information. Once again, guys, I appreciate you guys for coming out, tapping in with me, understanding me. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate that. I don't care if it's 5 people, 10 people, 20 people. It doesn't matter. The fact is, the comments don't lie. You guys heard what I had to say. I appreciate every single one of you. If I change something with somebody, let me know. I just want to encourage people to do what you need to do as a person, as a man. And yes, I'm a Mason, so I'm going to sit here and try to polish you guys as much as possible, even though you guys are not in the Masonic. But that's my duty to you guys, each and every one of you. Help out my fellow man, make them better, make them succeed, encourage them, and promote you guys' growth. Thank you guys for tapping in with me. I appreciate you, and see you on the next one.